So come up here, make sure we're in English units, click on Create, Create 2D Sketch, select the XY plane, click on Front over here to straighten it out. Start with the Circle tool, circle center point. Draw a circle up there, and another one there. Set their centers 7 inches apart like that. And then center them over the center point of the page. So enter 3.5 inches right there. Now set the diameter of the upper one to 1.25. And make this one 2.5 inches. Now go back to the circle tool and draw a larger circle around both of those like that. Set the diameter of that one at 1.75. Set the diameter of that to 3.25 inches. Now rectangle, and just rough in a rectangle about like that. Grab the dimension tool, and set that distance at 1.5, and then center them right there with 0.75. Now hit the trim tool and get rid of these little pieces that we don't need, like that. You want it joined into the outer circle like that. Trim off the extra pieces like that. Now escape. Now the circle tool. Just put a circle there and another one there. Dimension. And set both of these to 1 inch diameter. Like that. And position that circle 1.5 inches down from the other center point. And position that up 2.5 inches from the other center point like that. Now use the line tool to connect them. Make sure you go from the tangent point up there straight down to the tangent point there, and mirror that line over here. Make sure you're going straight down until that little tangent symbol pops up. Now trim tool. Trim off that. Now the circle tool again, and create a concentric circle right there, and dimension that one at exactly 3.5 inches. Now grab the rectangle tool again and bring that in and just rough in a rectangle first like that. Grab the dimension tool, make that side 2.5 exactly. I got lucky on that. And make the other dimension 3.75 inches like that. Now center that rectangle around the center point. So just enter 3.75 divided by 2. And going the other direction, yeah, 1.25 right there. So now that rectangle is centered about the center point right there. Now we want to trim off all this extra material. Starting with the outer circle, the only part of the outer circle we need is this bottom part right here. So trim off everything else. Just go around the outer circle very carefully and trim off everything except for that bottom chord of the circle right there. Now the only part of the rectangle we need is the sides or the ears sticking out on both sides. So trim off the extra material in there. You can zoom in if necessary. Okay, grab the arc tool, 3-point arc, starting about there and coming down to there. Put a nice radius on it, like about that. You have a little bit of creative license with this one. I'm just trying to blend these two together. So hit the escape key. Okay, now come up here to this tool, which is called the construction tool, and then the line tool, and put a construction line down like that. And a construction line should show up as a dotted line like that. And it's just a temporary line that we're going to use to mirror that feature over to the other side. So hit the escape key, and now go to mirror right here, and select that feature, and then select mirror line, and then click on this construction line that you just drew, and click apply, and it mirrors it across. That's probably the easiest way to mirror that across. So now grab the trim tool again. We don't need that, and we don't need this little piece right in there. Make sure you get rid of that. So delete that and delete that. Okay, now finish sketch and go to extrude. Start with the two circles right there, and I only want to bring them out 0.5 inches like that out of the page towards me. So that's what it should look like. Click on OK. And then I want to extrude the rest of that sketch. In order to do that, I need to come back here to the model tree and right-click on sketch and select share sketch like that. And that will allow me to go in and extrude the other portions of this sketch. So grab the extrude tool again, and I want to select that whole surface right there. You should be able to select that whole outer surface as one. If you can't, then go back to the sketch, I guess, and make sure you've deleted all the correct little line segments here. This has to be a closed surface in your sketch in order to select it. This one I want to extrude only 0.25 inches and make sure I'm going the right direction. So it needs to come out of the page as well, 0.25 inches. Click OK on that, and then we'll do one more, extrude, and this time select this middle part right in there, just that middle section, and bring that out 0.125. Make sure it's coming out the right direction. You do that over here by clicking on that and then that. And that looks pretty good, so hit the green check right there. So I'm not worried about the part going into the page yet. I'm going to mirror that across the XY plane here in a couple of minutes. Okay, next step is to grab the fillet tool, adjust this to 0.25, and select that corner and the matching corner over on that side. Make sure we got that right. Okay, now hit this green cross here instead of the green check. The green cross will apply it, but it'll leave the fillet tool open so we can keep working. Now go down to 0.125. Hit this inside corner right there and apply that again. Now go down to 0.06 and hit this outside edge and the matching one up on top, which would be right there. Also zoom in here and click on that outside edge right there. Click apply. Now go down to 0.03 and let's get this bottom edge right along here in 3 sections like that. And click apply there. This edge here is a little trickier. Start with the bottom shoulder there. Click apply on those. And then when we go to select this edge, a little warning sign comes up. And basically we have to reduce the radius a little bit there. So try 0.02. Okay, it won't work with that. It'll work with 0.01. Try increasing that a little bit. Try to get the largest radius in there that it will take. So it'll take a 0.012. Do that to the opposite edge here, and click apply. All right, so exit that. Now go to the chamfer tool, set it at 0.03, and get that edge there and the matching edge on top, which is right there. And hit the green check. Okay, now let's get all these numbers to go away. Just select Sketch 1, right-click, and uncheck visibility. Now half of the connecting rod is done. I need to project the other half into the page. So come up here and grab the mirror tool like that. Click on the solid button. And for the mirror plane, we want to use the XY plane. And so that mirrors it right across like that. Now let's change the appearance. Well, we'll call it steel. So the material will be steel. And then we'll change the appearance over here. And we'll call it steel. I want to change the appearance of a couple details here. That inside surface. Now I'm holding down the control key on my keyboard. I selected that surface. I also want to get that chamfer right there, so you really have to zoom in on it. Same thing up here, holding down the control button. Do the same thing on the other side. Right there. And again, right there. And I also want to select those two surfaces right there. We'll call those steel polished. Now this next section is totally optional, but I'm going to bring it around front, select that surface, create sketch, grab the text tool, and click down there on that surface. Go with 0.5 inches, bold, and centered. I'll type a capital P like that. Click OK. Click again on that surface. 0.5, bold, centered, and type a capital O. And do that one more time. Bold, centered, and a capital E. Click on Finish Sketch. Drag those up and get them repositioned a little bit. Like that. Now click on Extrude and select the 3. Rotate it around. I'm going to extrude them out 0.08. Click the green check. Select Fillet. And we can save a lot of time here by clicking on Select Loop. Very carefully select the right loop. Right there. And right there. And that got there. Click the green check. And now we can't really mirror those letters onto the other side because they will be backwards. So the easiest way to get that on the other side is to just select Extrusion here and right click and select Copy, and now rotate the part around like that. Click there and select Paste. Click Finish, rotate it a little bit, pull down the fillet tool again, make sure we select Loop, and very carefully really got to zero in on that, make sure you're getting the right edge. Okay, that looks good. Green check. So now we have that on both sides. Okay, so as I'm looking at the part right now, I want to machine a couple more surfaces here. That one, whoops, and that one. Same thing on the other side. Just hold down your control key and select those surfaces right there and make them polished steel. So now it looks like those are machined while the whole part as a whole is cast. Okay, now we need to drill our bolt holes in the bottom. Easiest way is going to be to select that surface and then create sketch, and then grab the circle tool and right about there draw a circle, grab the dimension tool, and we'll call that 0.375, which is 3/8 of an inch. So finish that sketch, and then to bore the hole, use the extrude tool, select a circle, and make sure we're cutting, put that on all and tilt it down a little bit. Yes, it's going all the way through. So click on the green check, and now we want to mirror that hole to the other side. And the way to do that is to use the mirror tool right here, and we want to be on mirror individual features. I want to select that hole, then click here on mirror plane, and then for the mirror plane we want to select the YZ plane, and as you can see it appears to be working correctly. Click OK, and so that drilled the hole on the other side. Okay, so now we want to split the part right down there. So we'll create a work plane, choose this one, offset from plane, and the plane we want to offset it from is the XZ plane. And since the part was 3.5 inches from the center of this circle to this midpoint, we'll type in -3.5. Click the check. That gives us a nice work plane going right down the middle. Now come up here and select split. Select the work plane. And now hit this button that says split solid and apply. And now grab this tool that says move bodies. Select the bottom half, and I can drag it manually like this, or you can be a little more precise, and if you want it to move down, type in -1, let's say, for -1 inch. Apply. Done. Now let's get that work plane to go away. So right click on that and uncheck visibility. Okay, now there's only one more thing to do, and that's to thread those bolt holes, just the top half. So select that, come up here and grab the thread tool, specification, and we want 3/8 inch diameter. You can select how many threads per inch. I'm going to choose 16. Right hand, which is normal. Hit apply, and come over here and select that hole and apply again. And this time select new drawing. Okay, click on base, and that looks about the right scale. And so I'll bring that up like that. Bring the other view over here. I'll put an isometric right there. And right click and choose create. And reposition a little bit. Right click on that and edit view. And now select shaded. Okay. Adjust those a little bit. And now go to annotate, dimension, and start putting in your dimensions. Where you have bevels all over the place, make sure you get the correct circle. Okay, I took a couple of minutes and put some more dimensions on here. One last thing I'd like to do, where we have threads, sometimes it's good to get a section view. So come up here and click on that, and then click that view. And I'm going to draw my line starting about there and ending about there. And then right click on continue, and then drag that over somewhere in the middle. The next challenge here is finding enough room on the page for all this, but I think I can squeeze it on. Right about there. And select that and go reverse direction on that. And you can drag these arrows out a little bit further. And take the letters, put them right out there on the end like that, so it's clear what they're doing. And that's about it. I would make this view here, right click on it, make it a little bit larger, maybe scale 1.25 to 1, and reposition. And then fill out the title block. You've seen me do that before.